let me hide my sticker in the background. They probably won't like that on YouTube. I'll post a picture of that somewhere down the road. But yeah, it's me, the Pastor Van. Welcome back, or welcome if you haven't been here before. If you don't know me, I am Pastor Van, pseudo-goth, semi-goth, demi-goth, almost goth, nearly goth. Just because, you know, titles and boxes and labels. I am a secular pastor, which means I don't judge unless you're an asshole or a bully. So don't be an asshole or a bully. I'm out and about today. I haven't done anything on my YouTube for quite a while now, which is unfortunate because I need to. I know there are some of you out there who, well, let's not go as far as to say you really enjoy my content, but perhaps it's something like a train wreck and you just can't look away. I understand. And I'm okay with that. But again, welcome back. Welcome in to those of you who are new. I welcome all my friends, freaks, weirdos, people of all ages, denominations, colors, polka dots, stripes, genders, sexualities, orientation. I don't care if you're vertical or horizontal. I mean, it's all the same to me, unless it's on the hood of my car. If somehow you end up on the hood of my car, please be horizontal, because I don't want you standing there. You'll fuck my car up. That's unacceptable. But as my title suggests, I am out and I am delivering food from the caddy. Now, I'm not really in a fantastic position right now to get out and show you my beauty as much as I would like to. I have to plug this bitch in. She's getting low. Because I could leave at any moment. Now, part of the reason that I am streaming here instead of my account is because my account will not allow you to minimize stream while you're doing other things on your phone. And I have a suspicion that YouTube streaming is going to be the same way. Probably will not allow me to minimize it or close it or do anything else without killing the stream. So, I am going to chit-chat until my next delivery comes up, and when that occurs, we'll see if I can accept that delivery, and if not, we'll cut out. I had my first delivery today. Quite exciting, as you can tell from the expression on my face. No, really, I was pretty excited to do the first one. I'm sure this gets old after a while, but I figured, what the hell? It wasn't very far, it paid okay. I did the delivery, got in my car, drove away, and just a minute later I got a notification that I made significantly less than what the drive said I would. So I figured I got stiffed on a tip. Not very happy about that. I'm sure you can understand. And then while camped out at a convenience store, waiting for the next things to pop up that I actually paid attention to and grabbed, because I don't like grabbing them while I'm driving. I can't see very well because I'm driving and I don't want to, read shit. But I got another notification about half an hour later that said that it was actually a little bit more than it had originally said, and that was nice. It wasn't a lot more, just a little bit, but it made it at least as much as I had considered it being when I accepted it. So that was nice. That was nice. I made an extra quarter, something like that. Yeah, so now I'm camped out in my camping spot, which for the moment works pretty well. It's near an intersection, except during the heaviest part of traffic. It's usually pretty easy to get in and out of. Good spot. And I've seen some interesting things, I have to tell you. First of all, I've noticed that people who are just pretentious enough, like myself, to back into a parking spot instead of just pulling in forward, most of them can't do it very well. And most of them end up almost sideways in a parking spot and pretty much blocking 3 parking spots, except for the Mini Cooper, that did it earlier, and they couldn't take up 2 parking spots if they flattened the car, crushed it, tore it apart, and spread the pieces out. Um, I saw an older couple on a trike at the gas pump, and the passenger was smoking a cigarette while the driver was fueling the trike. Um, Also had a very nice customized lowered big wheels pickup truck from Missouri with only 1 license plate. And if you're from Missouri, you know that you require 2. Um, Pulled in and just fucking deafened everyone. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of music. I don't mind loud music. But when you cause physical pain to the people around you, and mind you, I was clear across the parking lot of the convenience store from this truck, and it hurt me. The people parked next to them at the pump probably were crying. No exaggeration. And I think the only reason nobody thought to ask him if maybe he could turn it down a bit was because they figured he'd either assume that they were asking him to turn it down, or he just wouldn't be able to hear them at all. So, yeah, that and other things. And it did occur to me a little bit ago, I needed to take a pee break, so I drove around to the other side of the store where the men's room was at. And I went in and asked the person on duty at the counter, or told him, I said, hey, look, I'm delivering food today. I'm kind of camping out over here out of the way on the side. It's been a slow day. I've been there a lot. Is that cool? And they're like, oh, no, absolutely. Thanks for letting us know. And so, yeah. So for the moment, I've got a pass to park where I'm parking. It's not a terrible spot. Not quite in the middle of things where I'd like to be, because there's kind of like the strip on a main road with all mostly fast food and a few restaurants, a lot of fast food and a few restaurants, and then an area downtown where most of the actual restaurants are and just a couple of fast food places. I suspect that delivering to nicer neighborhoods and picking up from nicer restaurants probably generally leads to more generous tips. Maybe not. Anybody can stiff you. But that being said, I'm kind of hoping to get more of the restaurant business. God, I hope I still get notifications. So yeah, I'm just hanging out here and seeing what happens. I missed 2 deliveries, I think I mentioned, because I was in motion. I couldn't really look over and see them at that moment. I know a lot of drivers just kind of park near where their last delivery was, unless it's a big area that they're in, to wait for the next one. But I kind of like coming back to my spot. Town's not so freaking huge that I can't drive a couple minutes. It's just, diagonal to diagonal. It's just a few miles across this part of town, so it doesn't hurt me to come back. And is my car running? Why does it feel like the car is running? It's not, but it feels like it. So anyway, yeah, good spot. I'd like to be someplace a little bit more central, but I think it's almost 5 o'clock here, so pretty much dinner time. People tend to get off work between about 4 and 5, generally, or end shifts at 4 or 5. So I'm thinking maybe here in about 15-20, I might drive more down towards the downtown area, see what comes up. It's also a little bit quieter, and I won't have as many people trying to hit my car in the parking lot. Hello, viewer. Welcome to the stream. I'm feeling polite today. How the F are you? Welcome to my chat. I am Pastor Van, and I'm delivering food in my 1995 Cadillac Fleetwood Superior Hearse. I am saying the nomenclature for the vehicle incorrectly, but that is okay. Also, it says, welcome to live chat, learn more. Fuck, okay. Reconnecting. That was them. Why would YouTube put a link on the stream page that says learn more if it's going to take you to a web page and close your stream? Retarded. Absolutely retarded. So anyway, I'm assuming my chat's working. I've got a highlight, microphone, camera switch. What does that do? Oh, filters. Oh, I like the noir. Let's do that for a while. How do I get out of it? How do I close it? Chat. Got it. No. Okay, so that's features. How do I get out of it? I got no back button. Oh, check mark. Fucking amazing. God, I love that. That's awesome. So let's change that again, because let's not do that. Bubbles, dream, glamour. This guy's gonna back into me. Oh, pop's good. Good pop. So yeah, kind of waiting to see what happens. Oh, I just noticed. Look, 2 crotch rockets with no license plates. Why does that not surprise me? Why is that such a fucking trend with motorcycles? There's only one reason not to have a license plate on a motorcycle, and that's because you do dumb shit and it's hard to identify you without a license plate. So you know what? What the hell? It's 5 to 5. Let's head down to the downtown. I'll turn my camera on. Let's get that set up. My other camera. This is my phone. This is my not GoPro. Let's see if we can get him set up in there. Plugged in. All right. Let's see what our screen looks like. And let's see if the counter starts. Okay. So we got the driver cam, or the drive cam going. Thanks for stopping by, viewer. Let's head downtown-ish and see what's going on. See if we can get out of that old quick trip. A light ciggy. Take a drink. If we don't get anything right away as we get down there, I'll drive around a little bit and see if I can figure out a better spot down there to park. There's a lot of public street side parking, but the car is kind of long, and parallel parking spaces can be kind of hard to get into. Let's roll. Oh, also, whether I get deliveries or not, I'm going to stop at 5:30. There's actually somebody that I want to watch stream tonight. And honest to God, if I don't start getting some deliveries around 5:30-ish, I'll probably just go home. Because I'm starting to think that weekdays in my area may just not be good days for deliveries. All right. Make sure we're all clear on all the sides. We take up a lot of real estate in this yacht, and we don't want to boat over somebody or have somebody Titanic into us. Let's get some spectacles on too. Sun's still up, just a hair bright. That makes it a little easier to see. Nothing left, nothing right, nothing left, nothing right. Normally I do that in my head, but it doesn't hurt to say it out loud sometimes. still alive. It's trying to talk to me about battery. I think we got plenty of battery. 79% and we're plugged in. Also, I think I just smeared my camera. It just occurred to me that I might need to clean my selfie camera. I cleaned the back cameras earlier for taking pictures and video, and it just occurred to me that where I swipe on my phone with my thumb is where the little camera is. Give this guy a thumbs up. We were revving. Mine gurgles and pops when I step on the gas because I have an exhaust leak. But you know, it sounds almost the same as a open exhaust manifold sort of. Just passing the big national cemetery. That is a cool place to go and sit and hang out. Oh my God, that truck just pulled into Sisters of Charity. So that is an old, I'm gonna say early 70s Chevy C10. And he's got like 20 race and part related stickers on each, 20 on each side, approximately. Right behind the front fenders on the front of the door. So kind of reminiscent of an old race car. And it probably, I'm going to be honest with you, I know those trucks pretty well. And unless he's done something special with that truck, it probably sounds meaner than it is and looks. You never know. But that being said, and in different colors, rust, patina. We don't have rust on vehicles now, it's patina. You know, unless it's just a piece of shit old car and nobody gives a shit about, then it's rust. But patina is the acceptable term, just like you can't call somebody fat. They are curvy or but that's all I got. Because my partner calls herself fat. She doesn't give a shit if I call her fat. I usually refer to her as she's not a gazelle. Also, if you come into this, just a reminder, I don't read or respond to chat while I am actually driving. That poor fucker has the most busted windshield I've ever seen in my life. And he's driving down the street with it. That looks like a Buick Riviera or Skylark. 70s, yellow, lots of patina. And it looks like a body bounced off the windshield, to be honest. There are actually some, I mean, that's one of the nice things about moving back to a city area is you get to see a lot more cool cars. Unfortunately, you have to put up with a lot more assholes to see the people who are in cool cars. And sometimes the assholes are in the cool cars, but it is what it is. You know what? I think that's a Skylark. I don't know my old Buicks that well. It's hard to tell. It'd be nice if there was a way for me to camera position so that you can see what I was talking about better, but you'll just have to take my word for it. Oh, and there's a unicorn with the rainbow twisty horn. Beautiful, glittery gold. You'll just, trust me, you'll have to take my word on it. You know what? I might have thought of a place that might be really decent to camp out while I'm waiting for the dinner rush. If Price Chopper doesn't care, because I shop here, and several people that work here, particularly the people who go and grab the carts. I don't want to say cart pushers because that just sounds terrible, like stewardess. I shop here, and I'm sure the worst thing that'd happen is somebody might come out and ask me, could you maybe park somewhere else? And I get that. I'm fine with that. That's why I went in and asked at the convenience store. can find just a nice little spot. Sun's behind the clouds, won't be in my eyeballs anymore. This place has pretty decent ingress and egress. There's a stoplight right over here in case I need to make a left. So, you know what? I like that. So we'll just pull over here. All the space in the world at the back of the parking lot. Beautiful. Take the car off. We'll leave the power on for a minute. What's the battery at? 80? Good. I'm kind of stumped. It's been a long day. I've been out for 5 hours. I've had 4 orders come up. I accepted 1, missed the other 3. Now this spot won't be as entertaining as a convenience store because convenience stores have lots of people in and out. You can see a lot of different cars, a lot of different people, bust a lot of eardrums. If you're a people watcher, it's a good spot. People watcher, car watcher. This spot's a little more quiet. I'm perfectly good with that. There is a gas station across the street, but they're a little bit smaller. They don't have quite as much space, and getting in and out of there, I already know for a fact, is a little harder. This is not a bad spot. I'm about time-wise about halfway between what I'm calling the fast food area and the restaurant area. Now there's, like I said, there's some of both places, but that stretch is predominantly fast food. This stretch is predominantly restaurants. Go in and sit down restaurants. Yes, I know you can go in and sit down at Burger King. But yeah. So yesterday I went out and I got 2 orders that came up on this app that I'm using right at the moment. One of them was for an Army base. And unfortunately, I had already found information about this Army base, including some Reddit comments and some other forums about going in as a delivery driver. And as I understand it, you need to have a pass to go on base, temporary visitors type thing, or like a delivery person pass, I don't know. But you can only get those during the day, except for in very special circumstances. And this was too late in the evening. It was past dinner time. It was pretty late. And in those forum posts, one of the other comments was that they can't find anything, that they give you an address. You can't use, your GPS doesn't work effectively on an Army post, unless maybe you're an Army person with an Army phone. I don't know. But because like Google Maps, the Google vehicles can't go in and drive around, even if they're a semi-open base kind of thing. Google can't get you to a proper address. For security reasons, they don't publish those. So it's hard to find your way around. I guess a lot of the time the addresses refer you to a Holiday Inn nearby. And Holiday Inn doesn't know where these fuckers are. So you contact the customer, you're like, how the hell do I get to your place? They give you directions and you still can't find it. So it's kind of a screw job. And that sucks because I appreciate everyone in the armed forces. I think it would be fantastic to be able to deliver food up to the fort for them, but I don't need it to be a pain in my ass. I'm just getting started. Right now, I just need it to be simple, straightforward. And the other one was for, well, I won't say, but you think of suburbs in a city area, other than the fact there's a big patch of nothing between. This was like 2 suburbs away, and it was quite a long drive, and it was suggesting that the amount earned would be very minimal. And that's no bueno, because if I'm going to drive, I've got to at least pay for my gas. And again, I picked the car. I knew the pros, I knew the cons. I've learned some more since I've had it, but I know one of the cons is you don't think about gas mileage because you don't get any, except sometimes on the highway. This kind of driving, no bueno, no gas mileage. And with my exhaust leak, it's even worse. So if you want to visit me here or on streaming service or anywhere else on my socials, and you want to donate, I've got a donation link set up on my channel. It's not Stroke Channel. It's not a Battle Pass. I don't know why I made that face. So yeah, so I can get my exhaust fixed and my suspension, because when I did the stream where I was working on the heater core and the heater switch and all that crap, I accidentally looked at my upper A arm. Totally didn't mean to, and I happened to notice by accident, because I wasn't looking at that the bushings in my suspension have a little bit of wear. We're not talking tragic yet, but I'm pretty sure that a 25-year-old car probably needs some suspension, maybe some steering, some bushings, rubber boots, and again with the exhaust, I've got a couple broken studs in the exhaust manifold, and a hole back either near, in front of, or on one of my two mufflers. And the one on the exhaust manifold causes me problems when I'm out driving around and I give it gas. It feeds wrong. And then there was one other thing that really needs to be done in this car. Yeah, exhaust, suspension, steering. Probably every bushing on the underside of the car could be replaced. Engine mounts. I don't know if the belts have been changed. The belts look good. They look like they're in good shape. My guess is they've been changed fairly recently, so I'm not too worried about the belts. I don't get any belt squeal, except when we hit -10 with like a -30 wind chill. Nothing on the car like that. On the plus side, the bushings didn't give a shit because they were frozen solid, so it was like poly bushings on everything. Basically just rode a little rougher than normal. I drove around the first time this morning. I ran some errands while I was out, and I did notice that the caddy was feeling a little squishy. So I ran home real quick and got out the little portable air compressor and put about 3 or 4 pounds in all the tires. That improved things a bit. All in all, just been a really quiet, boring day. I probably could have stayed home, played video games, and just, left the video game and gone and driven deliveries if I'd wanted to. But then I got to go in and out of the house. My house isn't, like I said, not a huge area to drive in, but it's not convenient to any of the restaurants. Yeah, I'd say where I'm at right now, camped out and waiting, is basically a straight shot to my house. So I could go home, go to the restaurants, go to the fast food, either of the three, any of the three, and be just fine. Actually, where I'm at right now, probably equal in time to any of those three areas, home, restaurants, or fast food. Check my time here, 5:11. Now I'm thinking I could run in and get some cheap but decent sushi products from the grocery store. I'm not particularly hungry, but the Buffalo Wild Wings that I delivered earlier smelled amazing. I'm nearly an obligate carnivore at this point, but human beings are not obligate carnivores. We are omnivores, leaning towards the omni part. That's not entirely accurate, but you know what I mean. What I'm saying is we're grain growers, we're fruit eaters, we're lettuce munchers, with some meat in between, because evolutionarily, Meat was whatever moved slower than us that we could catch until we developed tools. And then it was whatever moved slow enough or wasn't paying enough attention for us to get close enough to either stab or shoot with a bow or a spear. Why am I telling you about evolution? If you're watching me, you probably know all about that shit. Um, I did recently see a person on TikTok. It was somebody's response to this person talking about that whole thing about, well, if humans and apes are related, then where's the in between? And they're like, well, 20,000 years ago or 100,000 years ago, whatever it is. I'm terrible with dates. You know what I mean? A long time ago, way, way, way back lower in the tree. Um, um, we had a shared ancestor, and they're like, but no, if we have a shared ancestor, then there should be something in between, something that's part person and part monkey. And all I could think at this point in the TikTok was, yeah, lady, the only thing that I know of that's partway between humans and apes would probably be you, because you are semi-intelligent, but you can't even beat your chest properly. So the person that was reacting was explaining that it's not, there's something halfway in between. It's that at some point in time, way back, there was a common ancestor. Like, you are related to this person because your great 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 grandfather and grandmother had kids and the family tree branched out. So you're not cousins, you're not third cousins, you're barely related, but you are related in some fashion because way back this ape screwed this ape and somebody's gene fucked up, whatever. Or because one creature figured out how to use a straw to get termites out of an anthill, certain brain cells fired, and they passed that extra brain cell onto their progeny, and then extra brain cell after brain cell, until approximately, say, 2005, 2010, and then the species started losing brain cells. Really, it's it's kind of hit or miss, because I have this thought in my head right at the moment where at some point technology could very easily make us dumber. But if we get dumber, we won't be able to create, produce, and use technology anymore. And then we'll have to get smarter to have it again. But there might also be, maybe there'll be a division of the species into the makers and the users. And you'll have the slightly smarter makers and the slightly dumber users. That's not a terrible theory. Kind of like that one. All right. I'm going to take this one. This one looks good. So, if you watch this later in the, I forget what YouTube calls it a VOD. But if you watch this in my live later, thanks for watching. Remember, Pastor Rand here says, don't be an asshole unless you have to, and never be a bully. Cheers.